Today, we're diving into a topic I think you'll find fascinating, especially for all you entrepreneurs out there. We're talking about building wealth online. Serious wealth.
Yeah, we're talking about the path to a $10 million liquid net worth specifically.
Exactly.
And don't worry, even if you're not necessarily aiming for that exact number, the strategies we're going to be unpacking today offer a really valuable look at how to build a successful online business from the ground up.
Okay, so this source doesn't sugarcoat it, right? Like, it acknowledges right off the bat that making $10 million online, or even $1 million, or frankly, even $1,000 online, it's not easy.
It's definitely not a walk in the park. There's a lot of noise out there, a lot of conflicting advice,
Okay.
and it can be really tough for creators to cut through all that and figure out what actually works.
Yeah, and they're dealing with a ton of different things, right? Like on top of actually creating content, you've got social media to manage, you've got to grow your audience, you've got partnerships to navigate. It's a lot.
Absolutely. And this blueprint that we're diving into really aims to help creators navigate those challenges and streamline their workflows so they can focus on what they do best, creating.
Which is, honestly, what it should be about, right?
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, that's where the real value lies.
Okay, so let's get into this blueprint. It's a 10-step process, and the first step is all about finding your niche.
And not just any niche. They emphasize that it has to be hyper-specific.
Right.
Like instead of just business tips, it would be something like AI for solopreneurs.
I love that example because it really gets at that idea that the riches are in the niches, right?
It's so true. The more specific you can get, the better.
Yeah.
Because when you're hyper-focused, you can really become the go-to expert in that area.
And that's where you stand out from the crowd instead of trying to be everything to everyone. So the source actually recommends a few tools for finding these golden niches, which I thought was really interesting. Have you heard of Dummy Search?
I have heard of Gummy Search. It's a pretty cool tool that taps into Reddit to uncover, like, what are people actually talking about? What are their pain points?
It's like a gold mine of unfiltered feedback.
Right. And then, of course, there's good old Google Trends, which is always a good starting point. But they also mention a tool called Glimpse, which I'm not as familiar with.
So Glimpse, as far as I understand it, kind of takes your Google Trends searches to the next level. Like, let's say you're interested in, I don't know, the fire movement.
Fire movement, okay.
Glimpse might reveal that there's a high search volume for something like fire movement and health insurance, but specifically in Canada.
Interesting. So it's adding those layers of specificity to really help you zero in on an underserved niche.
Exactly. And that's where it gets really interesting because then it's like, okay, why are people in Canada searching for this specific information? What are the unique challenges they're facing? And that's where you, as the expert, come in to bridge that gap.
It's about understanding the
I need to jump in here real quick. Hope you're all enjoying this video. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up and let you know that we've launched a exclusive private community for content creators, brands, entrepreneurs, and the brave solo entrepreneurs out there that want to learn how to grow their digital brand or digital business and start making money in 2025. We're going to give you guys the strategies and the techniques that we use to grow this baseless brand. So for example, what we did to take this YouTube channel to 60,000 plus subscribers in under 90 days. Now, if that interests you, below you're going to find a link to the Tasty Robots community. Members are going to get a special bonus that will save them thousands of dollars in multiple app subscriptions, time, and hassle. Once you've joined, you're going to receive access to one of the best marketing platforms and CRMs available. The same platform and CRM that we use every day for our business. So go down there, guys. Be sure to check that out. And also, if you want any of my freebies or downloadable quick start guides, you're going to see a link down there to that as well. And if you have any questions or want to reach out to us directly, you can shoot us a DM on Instagram. The handle is also down in the description. All right, guys. Hope to see you inside the community. Let's get back to the video.
why behind the search.
Yeah.
Because that's how you create content and products that truly resonate with your target audience.
So you've found your niche, you're starting to understand your audience. Now for step 2. Get ready, because this one's a doozy. You need to hit 250,000 impressions per month.
Okay, 250,000 impressions. That's a pretty significant number.
It is, but the source claims that it's achievable within 90 days if you're consistent.
Consistency is key.
It really is. And when we're talking about impressions, we're talking about any interaction with your content, whether it's a view, a like, a comment, a share.
It's about getting your content in front of as many eyeballs as possible, basically.
Exactly. So think daily posting, engaging with your audience, maybe even venturing into video or podcasts if you haven't already. It's about becoming a recognizable figure in your niche.
And it's not just about being present. It's about being the person in your space. That's how you stand out and build a loyal following.
Right, because anyone can churn out content, but are you providing something valuable? Are you offering a unique perspective? That's what's going to make people actually want to stick around.
Exactly.
Okay, you're hitting those impression goals. Now what? Step 3 is all about turning those impressions into leads, which basically means capturing the contact information of people who are interested in what you have to offer.
The source suggests aiming for a 0.5% conversion rate, which, when you're working with those kinds of numbers, that translates to.
Roughly 1,200 leads from those 250,000 impressions,
Right.
which is pretty impressive if you think about it. Like, you're getting 1 out of every 200 people to actually say, okay, I'm interested, tell me more.
Yeah, that's a really solid foundation for building a relationship and ultimately a customer base.
So how do you actually make that happen?
Well, this is where lead magnets come in. And I know everyone talks about lead magnets, but this source really breaks down how to create one that's actually irresistible. Like, it has to be more than just a checklist or a cheat sheet. Think like calculators, ebooks, templates, mini courses, something that provides real value up front.
Right. It's like you're giving them a taste of what you're capable of, and if they're impressed with that, they're going to be much more likely to want more.
Exactly. And it's crucial that that lead magnet aligns with your overall niche, with that why behind those Google searches we were talking about earlier, because you want people to download it and immediately see how it connects to their needs and their pain points.
So you've got your niche, you're building visibility, you're capturing leads. Now, what?
How we start talking about monetization.
Ah, the million-dollar question, literally,
Yes.
in this case. But it's interesting because a lot of creators, they shy away from monetizing their audience too early on, but this blueprint actually encourages it.
Yeah, and step 4 gets right into it, monetizing those leads immediately.
So we're not talking about waiting months or years down the line to launch some big product or service.
No, the idea here is to start generating revenue from day one.
But how do you do that without coming across as like too salesy or pushy?
It's about finding those natural points of alignment between the value you're providing and the products or services that can help your audience achieve their goals even faster.
So give me an example.
Sure. Let's say someone downloads your lead magnet on, say, starting an online business. Right after they opt in, you could present them with an offer for an affiliate tool that you genuinely believe in, and that would be helpful for new business owners.
It's like, hey, you're interested in this. You might also find this valuable.
Exactly. It's subtle, it's relevant, and it starts to establish that revenue stream from the very beginning.
I like it. And those small commissions from affiliate sales, they can really add up over time, especially if you're consistently building trust with your audience.
Exactly. And that brings us to step 5, which is all about reinvesting that revenue you're starting to generate.
Because the goal here isn't just to make a quick buck. It's to build something sustainable, something that can grow and scale over time.
Precisely. And that's where reinvestment comes in. The source specifically mentions using those early profits to buy more leads.
Because, leads are the lifeblood of any online business. You can have the best product or service in the world, but if nobody knows about it, it doesn't matter.
It's like that old saying, you've got to spend money to make money.
So how much are we talking about here? Like, what's a reasonable budget for lead generation, especially in those early stages?
Well, the source mentions that leads can be acquired for as low as $2 per lead through platforms like Meta Ads.
Which, if you think about it, that's a pretty incredible return on investment if even a small percentage of those leads convert into paying customer.
It is. And the beauty of this approach is that it allows you to scale your growth exponentially. As you generate more revenue, you can reinvest more into lead generation, which leads to even more customers, and the cycle continues.
It's like that snowball effect, right? It just keeps building and building.
Exactly. But it's important to remember that this is a long-term strategy. It's not about getting rich quick. It's about building a sustainable business that can generate consistent revenue for years to come.
Right, because what's the point of attracting all these leads if they end up forgetting about you a week later?
Exactly. You got to nurture those relationships, stay top of mind, and continue to provide value.
Which brings us to step 6, lead nurturing. So we're talking about things like email marketing, building a community, maybe even creating some kind of membership program.
All of those strategies can be incredibly effective for nurturing leads and keeping them engaged with your brand. The source, specifically, highlights the importance of weekly newsletters, which
I was just going to say, I feel like email marketing is often overlooked these days, but it's still such a powerful tool for building relationships and driving sales.
it really is. Because with email, you have a direct line of communication with your audience. You're not at the mercy of some algorithm deciding who sees your content.
Right. It's not like social media where you're constantly fighting for attention.
Exactly. And the key here is to provide value with every email you send. Think about it, nobody wants to be bombarded with sales pitches all the time.
No one wants to feel like they're just a number on your email list.
Right. They want to feel seen, heard, and valued. So use your emails to share valuable insights, behind-the-scenes content, maybe even exclusive offers or discounts.
It's about treating your email subscribers like VIPs.
Exactly. And another powerful strategy for nurturing leads is to create a sense of community. This could be through a Facebook group, a Slack channel, even just regular Q&A sessions on social media.
I love the idea of Q&A sessions. It's such a great way to engage with your audience in real time and get a pulse on what they're struggling with.
It is, and it shows that you're listening, that you genuinely care about helping them succeed.
And speaking of helping them succeed,
I have a quick question for you. Are you a content creator, entrepreneur, or business owner struggling to turn your social media pages into lead generating machines and then turning those leads into paying customers? If that sounds like you, what if I told you that with the advent of AI and automation tools, you can now create viral content in minutes versus weeks and create leads that turn into sales completely on autopilot without having to pay thousands of dollars in high-end consultation fees to marketing agencies or high-ticket coaches with large upfront fees and long-term contracts? You don't have to do any of that. Let me introduce you to the pre-launch of Tasty Robots, the first online accelerator community that's going to teach you how to unlock our proven proprietary content community conversion framework to create content and grow your leads on autopilot using simple AI automations. Now, this is the same strategy and framework that we use to grow our YouTube channel to over 50K subscribers in under 90 days. So as a member, not only are we going to walk you through our system step by step, but you also get access to custom built prompt libraries and GPTs for business growth, deep dives into the AI tools that we use for our business and the strategies that we use with those tools, step-by-step how-to guides for Make and Zapier automation systems to boost operations, automated AI, IG, Facebook, SMS booking bots, AI calling systems, drip sequences, live coaching, Zoom calls and workshops covering AI automation, business growth, social media, paid ads, email marketing, everything you're going to need to grow your online brand or business in the coming year. And lastly, as a bonus for joining our pre-launch membership, today we're going to be giving you guys free access to High Level, the #1 software for lead automation and conversion. This bonus alone is worth over like 1K. We use High Level every single day. It's a super powerful tool. So we're giving you guys that today for free. And if you want to find out more, simply click on the link in the description below.
that brings us to step 7, which is where we really start to transition from providing value to asking for the sale.
Right. This is where we introduce that low barrier offer, that $30 per month product or service that we talked about earlier.
It's like the gateway drug to your higher ticket offering.
Okay, that's one way to put it.
But in all seriousness, it's a brilliant strategy because it allows people to experience your expertise firsthand without having to make a huge financial commitment upfront.
Exactly. And the goal here is to create something so valuable, so irresistible, that it's a no-brainer for your audience to say yes.
So what are some examples of these kinds of low barrier offers?
It really depends on your niche and your area of expertise. But some ideas could be a monthly membership site with exclusive content, a group coaching program, or even just a bundle of your best-selling products or resources at a discounted price.
I love the membership site idea. It's like building your own little online community where people can connect, learn from each other, and access your expertise on an ongoing basis.
Exactly. And it creates that recurring revenue stream that's so crucial for building a sustainable business.
Okay, so you've launched your low barrier offer. You're starting to see some traction. But not everyone who signs up is going to convert into a paying customer, right?
Right, and that's completely normal. In fact, the source suggests aiming for a 3% conversion rate for this initial offer.
Okay, so for every 100 people who sign up, you can expect around 3 of them to become paying customers.
Exactly. Which might seem low, but remember, this is just the first rung on the ladder.
Right, because once they're in your ecosystem, so to speak, you have the opportunity to nurture those relationships, build trust, and introduce them to your higher ticket offerings down the line.
Exactly. It's about creating a customer journey that leads to long-term growth and sustainability for both you and your audience.
And that's what I think is so cool about this whole online business world is like you get to create your own rules, build something that truly aligns with your values and your vision.
It's incredibly empowering. And it's amazing to see how many people are creating these incredible businesses from scratch just by leveraging their expertise and the power of the internet.
Okay, so before we wrap up our deep dive into this whole blueprint, I want to circle back to something we touched on earlier about diversifying income streams. Like, this source really focuses on that $30 a month offer.
Right.
But realistically, to build a 6 or 7 figure business, you probably need multiple revenue streams, right?
Oh, absolutely. Think of it this way. You wouldn't build a house with just one pillar, would you?
Mm.
You need multiple supports to create a strong and stable structure. And it's the same with your business.
So that $30 offer, that's our first pillar. What are some other pillars we can start putting in place? Like, what are some other ways creators can monetize their expertise and create a more resilient business model?
Well, once you've built that initial trust and shown the value you bring with that first offer, there's so many possibilities. Like you could introduce a high-ticket coaching program where you work one-on-one or with small groups to help them achieve even bigger goals.
Oh, I love that.
Or you could create online courses that package your knowledge into a more comprehensive learning experience.
That's a great one, especially since people are always looking for more convenient and flexible ways to learn new skills.
Exactly. And then there's always the power of live events,
Hmm.
hosting workshops or webinars. That allows you to connect with your audience in real time, build those deeper relationships.
And I imagine those live events can be incredibly lucrative as well.
Absolutely. They can be a great way to generate a significant chunk of revenue in a short amount of time.
It's like that perfect blend of education, entertainment, and community building.
Exactly. And speaking of community, that's another huge piece of the puzzle.
It really is. People crave connection. They want to feel like they're part of something bigger than themselves.
And when you can create that sense of belonging, that's where the real magic happens. It can lead to collaborations, partnerships, even new business ideas that you never would have thought of on your own.
It's like that old saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
I love that.
So true. Okay, well, I think it's time for us to resurface from this deep dive. We've covered so much ground.
We really have. We talked about everything from niche selection to scaling strategies to diversifying income streams.
But at the end of the day, I think the biggest takeaway here is that building a successful online business is absolutely achievable.
It is. It takes hard work,
Mhm.
dedication, a willingness to learn and adapt, but it's definitely possible.
Absolutely. And if you're passionate about something, if you're willing to put in the effort, there's no limit to what you can achieve.
Couldn't agree more.
Well, on that note, to all you deep divers out there, thank you for joining us on this incredible journey. And until next time, keep exploring, keep creating, and keep diving deep.
See you in the next one.